All right, let's jump right in. Today we're deconstructing a fascinating and, frankly, pretty unsettling document. It's basically a playbook, one that outlines a very deliberate strategy for our modern age, and it's all centered on one single powerful idea. And just to set the stage here, let's start with a direct quote from the source material. It's signed by someone named Stoneheart. This line, well, it leaves zero doubt about the real intent behind this plan. We're not just talking about influence here. It's something way, way darker. So what are we actually looking at? This whole explainer is based on what appears to be a captured handover document. Think of it as a letter from a senior operative, Stoneheart, to their replacement, laying out the entire master plan for manipulating a human subject. Okay, so let's dive into this first section and really unpack the context of this playbook. Understanding the who, what, and why is absolutely key to seeing how this entire intricate plan fits together. The mission, as it's stated right in the document, is just shockingly direct. The goal isn't to cause a little bit of trouble or some minor inconvenience. No, it's about the complete and total unraveling of a person's well-being, to systematically guide them toward misery. So how in the world do they plan to achieve such a devastating goal? Well, the document points to a single core strategy. Apparently, at some pivotal summit, their leadership laid out this foundational plan for our times, and they gave it one simple title: distraction. And this slide, it just illustrates the core tactics so brilliantly. The document says humans thrive when they feel noticed, when they're in focused relationships, and when they can live in the present moment. So what's the strategy? Simple: systematically divert their attention away from every single one of those things. It's a direct assault on the very things that give us connection and contentment. The source uses this really powerful metaphor here. It pictures human connection and our well-being as this carefully knit sweater. So the plan isn't to just rip it apart. No, it's much more subtle. It's about finding one single thread, one tiny snag, and just pulling on it, gently, consistently, until the whole thing unravels all by itself. So let's talk about the main tool they identify for pulling on that thread. It's something they call the web, and it's presented as the perfect, ideal instrument for this mass distraction. And the document is crystal clear with its definition. This is not a web of connection, it's a spider's web, designed for entrapment. And according to Stoneheart, the real genius of this trap is that the subjects, the prey, flew right into it, completely willingly, because they believed it was giving them power and freedom. The real success of the strategy lies in making this trap totally inescapable. Over time, this sticky substance, as they call it, has gone from a stationary thing you used at home to something that's constantly present in a person's life, entangling them literally everywhere they go. Okay, so that's the grand strategy, but how does it actually translate into day-to-day tactics? Well, the playbook gets super specific, laying out exactly how an operative can subtly nudge their subject toward misery, minute by minute. And here they are, the recommended tools of the trade. The whole point is to keep the subject's mind constantly busy with things that, according to the source, just don't matter in the long run. Things like stirring up drama, encouraging arguments with total strangers, and providing a never-ending stream of empty entertainment. It's all designed to just eat up our mental energy. This quote provides such a chilling visual of the main device they use, the smartphone. It's completely reframed here. It's not a tool for connection, but a black hole. It looks like a posture of reverence, almost like prayer, but instead of connection, it offers this limitless abyss that just devours attention. I mean, you can see just how tactical these instructions are. The goal is to create what the letter calls deep internal preoccupation. The idea is, if you can get the subject totally consumed with online arguments and drama, you effectively stop them from having the mental and emotional space to connect with anyone who's physically right there with them. So let's get to the end of all this. What's the desired result? What's the intended outcome of all this sustained, subtle distraction? The playbook has a name for it: internal chaos. To describe the state, the document actually coins this really fascinating term: silent noise. It's not a sound that hurts your ears. It's a constant stream of visual information that clutters up the mind, making clear, orderly thinking pretty much impossible. And this is the intended state of the subject, a mind that's so cluttered with all the little knickknacks of useless information that the person becomes internally frustrated, apathetic, and completely unable to focus on what's truly important to them.
And this chaos, it creates this awful, vicious cycle. The person starts searching for meaning inside that black hole, but the tool itself is only designed to deliver more distraction. So the search just leads to more noise, which leads directly to the mission's ultimate goal, misery.
And we're going to end on the document's final, and maybe its most provocative thought. It suggests that the most insidious part of this whole strategy is that the victim doesn't even recognize the source of their own chaos. And it leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. What is the nature of the silent noise in our own lives?